Hi, my lovies. It's Christina with Karma's Eye Psychic LLC here on Universal Spirit Podcast. Today, I wanted to talk about what I call a tattling vibration. Now, this discussion is being inspired by a conversation that I had with my mom a few days ago in regards to her lending money to a coworker. And I found the whole story interesting in regards to universal signs and universal intervention and all that jazz. So I figured I'd share it with you and also ask you, what you would consider to be a tattling vibration. First of all, what is our vibration? It's the idea that what we think, how we feel, and what our intentions are projected out into the world. Kind of like, a radio signal, right? Like our vibration is kind of like what we're feeling is going to be sent out in these waves and in these, these little ripples, and they're going to touch things. They're going to touch people. They're going to make people feel good or bad about us. People are going to be able or not able to read us. So it's kind of like our vibration is kind of like, tattling on you. It tells on you. It kind of gives you, gives you up as to what you're really feeling if you are not to verbalize what it is you're feeling. Your vibration is always going to be the thing that is the most obvious thing about you, at least to the very sensitive, empathic in the universe. And of course, the universe is the most empathic to us. The things we don't say, the things we're thinking, and the things we're feeling, the universe always knows, because we continue to live in this space, and everything that we do and everything that we think is created. So even though it's not, spoken, it is still visible to the universe, still visible to nature and to the other vibes and vibrations and energies around us. So I wanted to just get into the story. So apparently, my mom is a teacher, and she works with a bunch of teachers in her field, in her building, or whichever. And a coworker of hers, another teacher, borrowed $5 from her. She needed $5. I guess they had gone out to eat or whichever, and she was short $5, and so she just asked to borrow it from my mom. And he's like, you know what? I'll pay you back. I'll definitely give the money back to you. My mom she had no problem giving her the $5. It's not a big deal. It's not gonna make or break, her finances. It's just a gift, pretty much. And my mom had basically forgotten about it, right? Because it's such a small amount of money. She figured that it wasn't worth, bringing up or whatever. But my mom said she noticed that the coworker began to avoid her. She would avoid eye contact. She would avoid being in the same room with her. She would avoid her even in the hallway walking down, around the school. And my mom kind of got the idea that it had to do with her owing her that money back. That very little bit of money back had set this person to now avoid my mom. And my mom didn't see it as anything serious. She still wanted to be around the coworker or the person. So my mom thought that was kind of strange. However, it continued to happen for about 2 weeks. So one random day, my mom's on her way back, on her way to work. On her way to work, a stranger comes up to her and gives her a Dunkin' Donuts gift card of approximately $5. Unbeknownst to the coworker, this is a total stranger. Just someone who just said, hey, I see you in Dunkin' Donuts all the time. I don't have any use for this. I figured you could use it. So here you go. You don't owe me anything. It's just a gift because the truth is I can't use it. So here you go. How weird is that, right? So my mom accepted it, of course. And then she proceeded to go to work. I would say about maybe a day or two later, the coworker who owed her the money walked up to her and said, oh, yes, I completely forgot. I owe you $5. And then proceeded to give her the $5, I believe, on their next payday, which was like a day or two after that. So my mom saw it as very strange as to, one, the coworker had no idea of the gift that my mom was given and the exact amount of money that she was owed from this person who was in fact avoiding her. And then it's kind of like the question then became raised as the coworker's vibration. Did the vibration that was ill-intended keep her away from my mom during those 2 weeks? Because after she gave her the money that she owed her, things kind of went back to normal, or things kind of, settled themselves, and nobody was thinking, that anything was weird between them. But it seemed as though during the time of the person not giving the money, the vibration or the connection had been lost. As if to say, the intention really was not to give back the money at all. But the most interesting part of that story would be the stranger that had given my mom the gift in the amount of the exact money that she was owed. It's as if the universe had known that this person that just borrowed money from you is not good at paying people back. And because they have ill intentions, or because they're so, inconsiderate, they vibe out being inconsiderate and selfish or whatever, and you are vibing in a very generous, and trusting and loving, vibration, that the law of, karma and the law of compensation says that you deserve this money back in a timely fashion. So the universe had intervened through a stranger who the stranger had no idea of the previous arrangement. Just a random person doesn't even know my mother. And I found that to be so profound, because it seems as though it's like we might feel that we are missing out on things. We might feel that we are not going to get what we deserve, or we might feel as though, we're just not important, or no one sees the bad that is happening to us, when that story right there proves that the universe is always watching, it's always listening, it's always feeling our vibration, and it's always in one or in tune with our justice and our karma, and what it is we're vibrating. Because my mom did a generous thing, while the coworker had done a slightly malicious thing. And the question then becomes is, how many times has the universe intervened when we have done something wrong, when we have intended to do ill things? How many times has the universe intervened without our knowledge? How many times has the universe intervened, when someone has done us wrong, or, has done us well, or whatever? We've most likely, have received gifts, that we feel are out of the blue, but what if they're not? What if, the $20 you loaned a friend 2 years ago who refuses to pay you back, and your boss gives you a raise or a bonus, and maybe you deserve that? I do go on about the 12 laws of the universe, and this would be a couple of them, not just the one. You have to look at that in a previous episode, or follow my page on karmazipsychic.com, or you can read my blog as well. Okay, but the question then becomes, is it possible that we could be wearing our vibrations or our auras on our sleeves? And who can see them? Can total strangers see them? Is it the universe? Is it people who are extra sensitive, or spiritual people, or is it our ancestors who know, or spirit guides who know that people are trying to, negatively, karmatically intervene into our karma or our path, or disrupt us, and they're there to set us straight again, set us straight, or set the story straight, or just make things even. Like, how often does this happen? Does it happen every time? Does it happen in the most significant of times, or the most insignificant of times? And are we grateful for them? Do we miss them? Do we not see them? That's a discussion. That's something I would like you guys to answer. I want to see comments. I want you guys to get back to me on what you think this is about. Just a short story about a tattling vibration. How have you affected your path by the way you think and by the way you feel? Have you had a bad day because you started off with a bad day? Did you wake up in a bad mood, or vice versa? Did you have a wonderful day because you woke up in a wonderful mood and you were either motivated to do something, or you were just open to a lot of things that could possibly happen in that day? So those are questions to be answered, please follow, share, like, and subscribe. I want to hear what you guys have to say about that. So once again, thank you guys for listening. This is Christina with Karma's Eye Psychic LLC with Universal Spirit Podcast. See you in the next episode, and I will see you later, lovies. Bye.